सिन्दूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौलिस्फुरत् तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीम् आपीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यमलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतिं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम्.
Jai Ma Lalitambika, Jai Gurudev. I bow down at the lotus feet of all my gurus, my Guru Parampara. Ma Lalitambika sitting in all your hearts, and Srimad Adi Shankaracharya. I seek their blessings, that may I be able to explain Soundarya Lahari in very simple words, that it goes straight to your heart. May you all be able to feel Ma in your hearts. We will go now to the 71st Shloka. This also describes her hand. In the earlier Shloka, we meditated that Ma's hand resembles that of a lotus stalk, and it looks like a golden creeper. In this Shloka, we are going to meditate on her redness. Her palm is very red, and the redness appears from her nails. So we are going to meditate on the reddish color palms of Ma Lalita. Nakhanamuddyautai नवनलिनरागं विहसतां कराणां ते कान्तिं कथय कथयामा कथमु मे कयाचिद्वा साम्यं भजतु कलया हन्तकमलं यदि क्रीडलक्ष्मी चरणतललाक्षारसचरण. Shankaracharya says, O Ma, tell me, how do I describe the grandeur of your beautiful hands? These hands are lit by the radiance of your nails. Your nails have the color of a blooming lotus. Now, lotus also is not enough to describe the beauty of the reddishness, the reddish brilliance that is coming out of your nails. Oh Mother, even though I say that the lotus color resembles the color on your nails, but that color also cannot match even 1/16 of the brilliance and the radiance of your color. Lotus gets its color because Lakshmi ji, her feet is red. So Lakshmi ji keeps her steps on the lotus, and because of that reddishness, the reddishness of Lakshmi Ma's feet, the lotus becomes red. And then that reddishness is nothing compared to the reddishness of your nails. And that nail is shining brilliantly and making your hand appear golden and reddish. Oh Mother, there are no words to even describe this beauty. Let's go to the next one. Samam Devi Skanda Dvipavadana Pita Stanayugam Tavedam na Khedam Haratu Satatam Prasnutamukham Yadalokya Shanka Kulitaridayo Hasya Janaka Swakumbhau Heramba Parimrishati Hastena Jadati. From Shloka number 72 onwards till next few shlokas, Shankaracharya is now focusing on Ma's breasts. Those descriptions have been made. So we meditated on the hands, now we are going on the breast. Before I get into that meditation, I have to say something. We have reached to Shloka number 72, and before that also in Anand Lahari Ma's breasts were described, and meditations on those breasts were described, and they were described as triangles, if you remember. Also, Ma's breast was described as sun and the moon, which gives us nourishment. Sun gives us the life energy, and moon gives us the nourishment as it nourishes all the plants. So, Ma's breast, whenever we remember, we have to remember with that purity, Okay. So this question many times people ask me, Shankaracharya was a monk, was a sannyasi, was a yogi. Why would he write poetry describing the beauty of Ma's breast? Or even in Lalita Sahasranam, many places you will see that this beauty has been described. In many of our scriptures, this beauty of Ma's breast has been described. So why would a sannyasi, a yogi, write about that? Now, understand, when I say a sannyasi or a sannyasi or a yogi is thought, his thought is very pure. He is childlike. He is not looking at a woman the way an ordinary worldly lusty man would look. For an ordinary lusty man, just the mention of Ma's breasts might probably create some undesirable thinking, thoughts. But here, Shankaracharya is describing his mother. Remember the word Ma. I'm going to again and again talk about this word. Mother's breast. When you look at your mother, will you ever get any other thought? No, you won't. You will look at your mother with that respect. Because mother was the first being in the world who brought you. Your first introduction to the breast was through the mother. She fed you. And even when you were a baby, your protection was mother's breast. Your nourishment was mother's breast. So, as you grow up also, a mother's position remains a mother's position. You will never be able to look at your mother lustily. Pure people are like that. They start looking every woman as their mother. Yogis, sannyasis, for them every woman is like a mother. And that is why their thoughts never ever fall down. They never ever get corrupted in their mind. They are not thinking lustily because in their head they are still childlike, pure, sublime. Even if we don't connect with Shankaracharya, you should take the example of Ramakrishna Paramhans. He was married to Sharda Devi. But even in his own wife, he didn't have any conjugal relationship with her. In his own wife also, he was only seeing Ma Kali. Even on their first night, he just sits there in that bhava, Ma Kali, and then he starts worshipping Ma Sharda, his own wife, as Ma Kali. Purity of thought. Ramakrishna Paramhans exhibited that. So when people question me, oh, why is Shankaracharya describing mother's breast? For him, he does not know anything else. He has not seen a woman in any other way. He has always seen a woman as his mother. All women are mother. So by the time we come to Shloka number 72, our thoughts must be that pure, that sublime. All right. So with that purity of thought, we enter into this subject now. Here he says, O mother, Shloka number 72, he says, O mother, may all our sorrows and all our fears get dispelled forever by looking at your breast. What are the sorrows? What are the difficulties? The biggest difficulty in the path of sadhana is take your mind away from lusty thoughts. And because of these lusty thoughts, man gets attracted to a woman and then he gets into, the whole gamut of this sansara. And then he's stuck in the sansara. It becomes very difficult to come out of this sansara because of this lust. So lust is the cause of problems. In Gita also, Lord Shri Krishna says that there are 3 gates leading to hell: Kama, Krodh and Lobh. Kama means lust, Krodh means anger, and Lobh means greed. All these 3, they never get satisfied and they put you into a living hell. So one must avoid this. Same thing Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to say, avoid Kanchan Kamini. Kanchan means gold and Kamini means woman. So avoid gold and woman, meaning avoid greed and lust. Here Shankaracharya says, O Ma, let our meditation on your breast dispel our difficulties. That may, the hidden meaning behind this is, may we become so pure that we don't run after lust and greed. May you always keep us nourished. May our thoughts be always on you. May our thoughts be always sublime. May we see your presence in every woman. That's the whole meaning here. Alright. And then he says, O mother, your breasts are full of milk which is being sucked by your two loving babies. One is baby Kartikeya and one is baby Ganesha. And here he adds a little sense of, little moment of amusement. He says, Ganesha was a baby one time and he was sucking your breast and he got so confused because of the shape of your breast. He thought maybe that is his frontal lobes, because an elephant baby's frontal lobes and mother's breast are resembling. So he got so lost, he started touching your breast and then he felt, oh, where is my frontal lobes? Did I lose my frontal lobes? Did it go to Ma? So your Ganesha's frontal lobes and Ma's breast, they resemble each other, and Ganesha sometimes get confused and then he starts touching his forehead and looking for it, and once he finds it, he's like, okay, mothers are different and mine are different. And seeing this, both the parents are very happy looking at Ganesha's antics. Now let's go to the 73 shloka. Amute vakshaujo amrita rasamanikya kutupau na sandeha spando nagapati patake manasinaha pibanto yau tasmat avidita vadu sangarasiko kumara vadyapi dviradavadana kaunchadalanau. O mother, you are the flagstaff of Himavan, Nagapati Pitake, and your breasts, they resemble two magnificent ruby pots of elixir. Your mother's breasts are reddish in color. There was a tradition in ancient days where women would smear their breast with vermilion. So here when he says, O mother, your breasts are magnificent ruby pots, means they are reddish in color because of the vermilion, and the milk that you are giving is not milk, it is rather elixir or nectar. Obviously, sun and moon are our breast. So sun gives us the energy to live. Are we not living? And moon gives us that immortality through all the nutrition he provides to the plants. So he says, O mother, your breasts are giving us immortality. They are pots of elixir. And not only that, they confer everlasting pre-adolescence. That is why even though Kartikeya and Ganesha, they had your milk, but still, even though they have wives, but still in their minds, they are still like adolescents, the pre-adolescent stage. They are not lusty at all. So their wives are there, Riddhi Siddhi is there and Devasena is there, but their wives are only mere Shaktis to them. They do not see them as anything else, because still Ganesha is very childlike and Kartika is also very childlike. Now next one, 74th. Vahatyamba stamba eramadanuja kumbha prakriti Samarabdha mukta manibhihi amalam haralatikam kucha bhogo bimba dhararuchibhihi anta shabalitam pratapa vyamishram puradamayitu kirtimivate. O mother, on your breast you are wearing a white necklace. That white necklace is made out of elephant pearls. This elephant pearl came out from the frontal lobe of Gajasur, the elephant demon whom Lord Shiva had killed. And then he took out this little part, money, and then he gave it to you, and then you made a necklace out of it and you are wearing. But while you are wearing them on your breast, this white pearl necklace is appearing little reddish in color. It is reflecting the color of the vermilion on your breast. So the white pearl necklace is right now looking as reddish and white. And this red color and the white color basically is indicating the courage, the bravery or the valor and the fame of your consort Puradamayituhu, Pratap Yamishram Puradamayituhu. This is your necklace, the necklace which you are wearing, you are showing it that this is Shiva gifted this to me, and Shiva's fame is reflected from your necklace because of the white color, and Shiva's strength and power is reflected from the red color. Now we go to the 75th shloka. Tavastanyam manye dharanidhara kanye hridayataha paya paravara parivahati sarasvatamiva dayavatya dattam dravida shishua swadhyatavayata kavinam praudhanam majani kamaniya kavayita. O mother, your breast is like the milky ocean. It is like flooding of sweet poetic melodies that are rising from your heart. And you gave this milk to your Dravidian child, who turned out to be very kamaniya, very enchanting, and he turned out to be a great poet among all the poets. Kavinam Kavita. Now here the Dravidian child, Dravid is the race that comes from south of India, those are called Dravidians, and the northern part of India, those are called Aryan race. So here he is mentioning Dravida Shishu, very clearly he has mentioned the Dravidian race, that there is a child from Dravid race from the south of India whom you gave your milk, and because of that he became a great poet again. And before that he started, your milk is like the milky ocean. So milk means pure knowledge also. Milk is white in color. So milk is like pure knowledge, and milky ocean means someone who has got the blessings of Ma, someone who has been nourished by Ma. In him, knowledge will be like an ocean, like waves of knowledge will just flow through such a person. And he says, "Oh mother, you blessed your Dravidian child with your nourishment." And that Dravidian child is right now going on writing poetries after poetries, and which are of supreme nature, and which all the poets are liking it. You made him so intelligent by your nourishment. So this Dravidian poem, this Dravidian poet is either Shankaracharya. Many commentators say he is Shankaracharya, but some commentators say no, he is another sage from South India. His name is Sambandar. So there are two stories circulating about Shankaracharya and Sambandar both. So for us, I feel that he is writing it, but he could be a Sambandar also. Shankaracharya, when he was small, once his father went out for some work and his mother was in her periods. So during periods you can't touch the deity of the house. So bhoga had to be offered to the deity. So mother said, "Shankara, why don't you take this milk and offer it to mother, to Ma Lalitha Tripura Sundari?" So he took the milk, and he is a child, he's a 5-year-old child, and he sat down there and he started requesting, "Ma, come and drink, Ma, come and drink." And Ma, with his request, Ma came, and Ma drank up the whole milk that was offered to her. Now that the bowl was empty. Now 5-year-old Shankara is thinking, "Oh, the bowl is empty, but every day my father used to bring back that milk and give it to me as prasadam. So my father used to offer it to mother, then he used to bring that milk back to my room, and he used to say, 'Oh, this is mother's prasadam, drink it.' And I used to drink. But today, Ma Lalitha has drank up all the milk and the bowl is empty. What am I going to do? I need that milk back. So he started crying again, Mother, give me that milk back. Mother, give me that milk back. My father used to give me to drink it. I have to drink that prasad. So where is the prasad? Why did you drink the whole thing? Give it to me back. And he started crying so much that Mother Lalitha appeared. And she actually fed Shankaracharya. So he was fed milk by Ma Lalitha at the age of 5, and that's why he is probably indirectly mentioning his own incident. One viewpoint is this, and the second was that of Sambandar. So Sambandar was only 3-year-old. He was going out on some trip with his parents, and the parents told Sambandar, you just stay here on the river bank, we are going to take bath in the river. So the parents went inside the river, and Sambandar was very hungry at that time. He didn't know what to do, so he started looking for his parents, but the parents were in the river, so the parents were kind of lost to him. So he started crying so loudly, that at that place, it was the area of Shiva and Parvati. Shiva and Parvati was going there. And Parvati saw him, Sambandar, and Parvati actually fed him. And after that, they both vanished. Now, he's just a 3-year-old. He cannot explain anything. The parents came out of the river, and the parents saw that there are drops of milk on his face. So parents said, from where did that milk come on your face? So Sambandar, he's just 3-year-old. He just shows his hand to the sky and he said, somebody came from there and gave me. The parents asked more and he didn't know how to describe, and suddenly he just got into some poetry and he wrote some very beautiful poetry in the Tamil language. And after that, this Sambandar, his whole life went in praising Ma Lalitha, and he was one of the greatest sages in the history of Tamil Nadu. So some people say that this Dravidian child could be Sambandar also, but when I read it, I feel Shankaracharya is talking about himself. He's being so humble, so nice. He's saying, oh mother, you fed me, you gave me all this knowledge, and that is why I'm able to write all these beautiful things which are being accepted in all the circles of all the great saints and sages. Let's go to the next one. Harakrodha jwala Valibhihi avalidhena vapusha Gabhire te nabhi Sarasikrita sango manasi jah Samuttasthau tasmat Achalatanaye dhumalatika Janastam janite Tava janani romavaliriti. Here, after meditating on the breast, the meditation goes on the navel. So Ma's navel is like a still whirlpool of water. It is compared to that. And here he says, O daughter of Parvatraj, when Manasija, who is the lord of love or Kamdev or Cupid, when he was disturbed, he went to Shiva and he wanted to disturb Shiva. At that time, Shiva got so angry and the fire came out from Shiva's third eye, and literally that volcanic fire enveloped Kamdev. And he was enveloped in that fire, and then Kamdev ran from there trying to seek protection, and he wanted that fire to extinguish. He didn't know where to go, and then you were there. He saw your navel and he thought, oh my God, this is the place, this is the most cooling place right now, I should just enter into the navel. So he goes and enters into the navel. So he was burning, and while he entered into the whirlpool of your navel, small filaments of ashes, they just flew, and those ashes, they became like a lining above your navel, and those lining are like those thin hair that is coming out of your navel, which is called as Romavali. So the thin line to put out the fire, he plunged into your deep navel, and then the thin line of hair that goes upwards from your navel, that people call Romavali, is like the ascending creeper, like filament of smoke, dhumlatika, arising out of the extinguished fire. Yadetat kalindi tanutara tarangakriti shive krishe madhye kinchin janani tava yad bhati sudhiyam विमर्दातन्योन्यं कुचकलशयो अन्तर्गतं तनुभूतं व्योम pravishadevanabhim kuharinim. So the meditation here is still on the navel only. So first you meditate on the navel. Navel is like a whirlpool or a small lake, and from that there is arising a thin filament, and near the thin filament are there's a line and there are thin filaments to that line called Romavali. So you meditated upon that, and now he says, oh mother, when I meditated on the lining with those hair, this lining appears like Yamuna to me. Yamuna is dark in color. So he says, oh ma, this lining appears like Yamuna to me, and all those enlightened sages and saints, those Vidvans, who meditate upon them. On what? On the navel and this lining which extends all the way up to your breast. They have conquered their senses. And they are Brahmanishtas who meditate like this. Understand? When we meditate on the navel area is the area of Manipur Chakra, or in Shankaracharya's words, Swadhisthana Chakra, which is the area of fire. And a sannyasi or a sadhu or a bhakta, his attention is always above the navel. Worldly people, their attention is always below the navel, what to eat and how to procreate. But a sannyasi or a sadhu or a bhakta or a person who is on the spiritual path, his attention is above the navel. At the navel area, there is this fire. Once we do tapasya, the austerity, all our senses, means the senses which are deluding us into this lusty world, those senses are burnt out. That is what it means. Kamdeva entered there and Kamdeva burnt, It means that those who are meditating like that, their inner Kamagni gets burnt. Kamagni means the lusty fire. Their lusty fire gets doused completely. Those who are meditating on Ma Lalita's navel. Again, when we are meditating like this, before that there was a meditation in this, that when we are sitting, the meditation has to become so much like Ma Lalita is within you. In the advanced stages, the meditator forgets his body. It is only Ma Lalita sitting in even when you close your eyes. Your face does not exist. It is only Ma Lalita's face. Your navel does not exist. It is Ma Lalita's navel. So when you are meditating like this, what thoughts? No other thoughts will come into your head. It will be only Ma Lalita's navel. To capture that mind to Ma Lalita's navel, we are taking all these stories like Kamdeva is coming and entering there. But in higher stages, you don't exist. You have conquered your senses. The mind is not going anywhere. If you meditate on Ma Lalita's navel, you are on Ma Lalita's navel. It's only her who exists in the end. So that is the meditation here. Even though the words are written like this, it might sometimes be very deluding, but you experience this only by meditating, what I am saying. So one process is to hear, then you have to contemplate, and then you have to practice it. That is how you meditate. Let's go to the next one. Sthiro Gangavarta Sthanamukula Romavalita Kalavalam Kundam Kushuma Sharate Johuta Bhuja Rate Leela Garam Kimapi Tavanabhir Girisute Biladwaram Siddhe Girishanayana Nama Vijayate. Oh mother, your navel looks like the whirlpool of Ganga. So first Yamuna, now Ganga. Out of which, from this Ganga, a thin line which looks like a creeper, a thin hairline is coming out, and this thin creeper like hairline goes and merges within your breast, and it appears like your breast appears like two buds. Your navel is also like a sacrificial pit for Kamdev, and Rati is also hiding there. Your navel excels the entrance of a cave where Shiva's eyes found fulfillment for his severe austerities. Such is the indescribable, unique glory of your navel. So, we meditate on Ma's navel as Yamuna. We meditate on Ma's navel as Ganga. Then Kamdev has entered there, and Rati is also hiding. Rati will never leave Kamdev. So Rati and Kamdev are hiding inside. That means your senses, the practitioner's senses are all subdued right now, and his Shiv Tattva is increasing. And here it says Shiva is also looking at your navel. Shiva first opened his eyes, and then Kamdev got burnt. So Kamdev entered into Ma's navel. So Shiva's eyes also went into Ma's navel. And now Shiva looks at Ma's navel, and then Shiva looks at Ma. The work which Kamdev could not do, Kamdev is Cupid, okay? The work which Cupid could not do, that Mother's navel did it. Now Shiva's austerities all were brought to fulfillment when he looked at your navel, and then he looked at you, and then he is all for you. So here again, when we meditate like this, when we look at Ma's navel, whom are we seeing? We are right now seeing Shiva, and we are seeing Ma Lalita. Shiva's fulfillment when he looked at Ma Lalita. 3 places we are meditating. We are meditating on the navel chakra, fire element. We are meditating on the heart chakra, which indicated the breast, and now we are meditating on Shiva. So Shiva is here. So all these points we are meditating. So this is what it is. So words are given differently, but when you sit with Guru, you understand that this is only indicating internal meditation for advanced practitioners. But those who cannot meditate like this on the Kundalini, who have no idea of this, then they can meditate like this. You see Ma's photo, you see the navel, and you only see Lord Shiva there, and you only see Ma there, and you see Ganga, and you see Yamuna, and that's how also you will be getting the benefits of meditating. So 2 ways to meditate. One is directly understanding the meaning, and one is deeply going inside. Both ways you will find the joy in this poetic renditions. Let's go to the 79th. Nisarga kshinasya stanatata क्लमजुषो नमन्मूर्ते नारी तिलकशनकै त्रुटयत इव चिरं ते मध्यस्थ त्रुटिततटिनी तीरतरुणा समावस्थास्तेम्नो भवतु कुशलं शैलतन्ये. O daughter of mountains, Shailatanye, you are Nari Tilak, you are the gem of all women. May you always be safe. Why? Because when he meditated on the navel, then he sees the waist. Oh mother, your waist is so thin. And your waist is bearing the weight of your breasts. Your waist, it looks like it might just break away any time. It appears like a tree which is standing near the flooded banks of a river. Kuchau sadya svidyat tataghatit kurpasi bhidurau kashantau dormule kanak kalashabhau kalayata tavatratum bhangat alam iti valagna tanubhuva tridhanadham devi trivali lavali valli bhiriva. O mother, again, your breasts are like golden pots, and when you see Shiva, you also become very happy, and your breasts, they perspire and swell when you are thinking of Lord Shiva or Parmeshwara. Mother, your waists are so thin that Manmad got scared. He said, oh, this is my hiding place. I don't want mother's waist to break because of the heavy weights of her breast. So what Manmad did, he went and he took a lovely creeper. And then the name of the creeper is Lovely. And then he took the lovely creeper and tied mother's waist 3 times, so that mother's waist is supported by the heavy breast that she is having. So these were the beauty standards of those time that is mentioned here in this shloka. Let's go to the next one, 81. Gurutvam vistaram chitidharapati parvati nijat nitambata chidya tvai harana rupena nidade ataste vistirno gururaya mashesham vasumatim nitamba praga bhara sthagayati lagutvam nayati cha. O daughter of mountains, O Parvati, you are endowed with Gurutvam, means heaviness, and Vistaram, means you are spread everywhere. And that is why the earth has become lighter and it looks hidden. Means Mother is spread everywhere. So even though we are saying that, oh, mother is sitting, but he says that mother is spread everywhere. You have got that Gurutvam. Gurutvam is the heaviness, or Gurutvakarshan we call, gravitational force. So that gravitational force, oh mother, comes from you, and you are much more stronger than the earth. The earth appears very small in front of you because your force is everywhere. You are sitting not on this earth, you are sitting in the entire universe. And that is why earth becomes lagutvam, very light, very small. Imagine the earth is suspended in this space. How? A big ball of rocks and mountains and ocean, a big ball. It is suspended in the space. How? It says, oh mother, you are much more heavier than the earth. That is why you are able to control it in its own space, and it remains hidden. And another thing is, when you look at the earth, you see how the earth rotates. 70% of the earth is only ocean and other river bodies. Yet the earth rotates, and the river does not, or the ocean does not come on the dry land. How everything is maintained in its own borders. Oh mother, it is because you are sitting. You are sitting on the earth, and because of your weight, nothing moves. Everything moves very slowly at the pace at which you want it to move. Oh mother, see, mother is Prakriti. She is in earth, she is in water, she is in fire, she is in air, she is in everything. So all these elements together, they maintain their speed because you are heavier than them. And they maintain their boundaries because your boundaries are much more far spread than them. So that is how we are meditating, that the whole of this earth, she is the one who is sitting on them, and that's the meditation. Alright, next one, 82. Karindranam shundan kanaka kadali kanda patalim ubhabhyam urubhyam ubhayamapi nirjitya bhavati suvrittabhyam patyuhu pranati kathinabhyam girisute vidigyejanubhyam vibudhakari kumbhadvayamasi. Now we come down, we meditate on our thighs, and we say thighs and the knees, and we say, oh mother, you are expert in everything, you do your duties very well, and your thighs are defeating the beauty of the trunks of celestial elephants, and your thigh appears like a golden banana trunk. And then when we meditate on the knees are little hard. We say, Shankaracharya says, your knees have become hard because you prostrate to Shiva, and you have conquered by prostrating to Shiva, you have conquered the forehead globes of the celestial elephant Airavat. So compared with the celestial beings. So this was the meditation on the thighs and the knees. Now we meditate on the shank and the calf area. Parajetum rudram द्विगुणशरगर्भौ गिरिसुते निशङ्गौ जङ्घेते विषमविशिखो बाणमकृत यदग्रे दृश्यन्ते दशशरफलापादयुगली नखाग्रच्छद्मान सुरमकुटशाणैकनिशिता. So thighs, knees. Now we come down to the calf area, the shanks. Now those shanks, they appear as if they are the quiver, where two quivers, where Kamdev or Cupid stores his arrows in them, the shafts. He says Kamdev, he went to defeat Shiva, but he could not defeat with his 5 arrows. So now he came to mother's lotus feet and told, Mother, I need more. This is less. This 5 is less. Give me more. Mother said, okay, take it. He says, Mother, but if I have the arrows with me, Shiva can do anything. So I am going to hide my arrows in your shaft. Is that okay? Mother says, take it. So when we meditate on that, like mother's shanks are also that beautiful, as if they are the arrows, as if they are the storehouse for the arrows of Cupid. And where are the arrow tips? It says the arrow tips are basically the toenails. So the arrow tips are getting sharpened by the toenails, meaning mother's feet and the toenails are basically arrow shafts of Cupid, attracting everybody's mind, and it is so attractive that is attracting the devatas' minds also. And all the devatas, when they prostrate in front of Ma, so they are putting their crown on Ma's toenails, and here from these toenails is the arrow tips of Kamdev, and it gets sharpened. So the stone-studded crowns of prostrating devas act like the whetstones to sharpen these arrowheads. So here it says, the Lord of Love, who has 5 shafts to conquer Shiva, has doubled the number. Your 2 shanks are the quivers to store his arrows, and your 10 toenails are the 10 crescent-shaped sharpened arrowheads. The stone-studded crowns of the prostrating devas act like whetstones to sharpen the arrowheads. We go to the next one. So we meditated on the thighs, the knees, the shanks. Now comes her feet. Shrutinam muridhano dadati tavayo shekharataya mamapyetau mata shirashidayaya dehi charanau yayoho padyam patha pashupati jatajut jati tatini yayau laksha lakshmi arunahira chudamani ruchi. O Mother, the Upanishads, which are resembling the head portion of the Vedas, the Upanishads are always bowing down at your lotus feet. In fact, they hold your feet on their heads. O Mother, please, can you please place those 2 lotus feet on my head too? O Mother, can you also bless me with compassion and kindness? Mother, I bow down at you. Please, Mother, please place those lotus feet on my head too. Those lotus feet which are the head, which are placed on the head of the Upanishads. Please, Mother, place those lotus feet on my head too. Those lotus feet which are being washed by the waters of Ganges. Those lotus feet being washed by the waters of Ganges, and the Ganges flowing through Lord Shiva's matted locks. Oh mother, please put your lotus feet on my head. Those lotus feet which are reddish in color, and they appear reddish in color because of the red gem that Hari is wearing, and that red gem is being reflected in your lotus feet. Oh mother, your lotus feet is red because of the red dye, that red lac that you have used to decorate your feet, and that red lac or the red dye gets its color from the red stone of the crown of Vishnu. So, oh mother, please put those red lotus feet on my head. We end up with the last shloka now. Namo vakam brumo nayana ramaniyaya padayo tavasmai dvandaya sputaruchira salaktava laktakavate asuyati atyantam yadabhihanaya sprihayate pashunamishana pramadavana kankeli tarave. O mother, I bow down. Salutations to your lotus feet. Your lotus feet give us pleasure. They delight our eyes. Your lotus feet shining brilliantly with the red lac dye. O mother, when you walk in the Ashoka Vatika, the garden of Ashoka trees, Shok means sadness. Ashoka means no sadness. So the Ashoka tree is a tree, the gardens of Ashoka, they are in your abode and they are Ashoka. Why are they Ashoka? Why are they don't have any shok? Shok means any sadness. It's because you are walking there in their garden. And if there is any Ashoka tree which is barren, which is still not got fruits, the Ashoka tree stands there. Oh, let mother walk today and let mother's leg kick me accidentally or by mistake somehow. And you sometimes while you are walking with Shiva, when you walk in this Ashoka garden and you read the mind of the Ashoka tree and lovingly you just kick the Ashoka tree, saying, and the Ashoka tree feels so happy. You can actually, the leaves start shivering and then Ashoka tree start dripping nectar. And Shiva is walking with you. And Shiva looks at Ashoka. Oh, Ashoka is so happy. And Shiva looks at you. He says, Lalitha, you made him happy by kicking him. Why don't you kick me also? Ma says, what are you talking? How can I kick you? The Ashoka wanted it. Ashoka loves it. So I just kicked it lovingly. Shiva says, I also love him. I also love you. You can kick me. Whether lovingly or not lovingly, however you kick me, I'm going to like it. I don't mind if you become Kali and kick me. And this way, Shiva jokes with her and Ma laughs. And then Shiva looks at Ashoka tree and sometimes he feels jealous that you guys are lucky. She just comes and kicks you anytime. For me, I have to only request her so many times. Then she has to become a Kali or something and then she kicks me. Otherwise, normally, she's always prostrating at my feet. Whenever I walk, she just comes and she just wants to give me all the respect. You guys are very, very lucky. And sometimes I feel very jealous of you, Ashoka tree. So this is how that line is mentioned here. Asuyati atyantam yadabhi hananaya sprihate. The Ashoka tree in your pleasure garden desires to be kicked by your feet to get rid of its barrenness. Shiva sees a rival, a competitor, and he is exceedingly atyantam asuyati. He is exceedingly jealous of Ashoka tree, and that's how little small lilas happen in that beautiful abode of Srinagar. So with this we come to an end. We have read till 85 shlokas. We have still 15 more shlokas to go. That we will be doing in next video. Till then, Jai Ma, Jai Gurudev.